Time for rolling.
The right targets. That is one trade. T-Tigers is still pretty healthy. Tries to jump in. He finds one. This is a big turnaround for Liberation X. They might get the third. They might find an ace here onto Lost Boytov. Surrey Strike is not enough. The Godwin goes down. He might go for Donna Twips. He's gonna get one. He's gonna get two. Lost Boytov!
Lost Boytov, he does it. He gets the 2 versus 1 turnaround under the turret.
He lives two.
See my tweet about my first 5v5 game?
Yep. Did you see my response?
Yep, you were jealous.
Yeah,
Dude, the free cam is so legit. Like, I turned free cam on the whole game just so I could try to get used to it, and like basically you always have to be moving the camera with where you're running. I definitely ran into some times where I was like moving my free cam and I could have had time to like click to get a kill, but like I was too busy moving my free cam to like look. So like it's definitely difficult. And like when I would turn the lock cam back on, I would like definitely it would feel more comfortable because that's what I'm used to. But then there'd be times where my camera was locked and I was like trying to move my camera. I'm like, why isn't my camera? I'm like, oh, I'm unlocked. I need to turn it off. So like I feel like what I'm gonna do and like what's gonna be more comfortable for me is like when I'm like laning or like moving, I'll turn free cam off. But as soon as I feel like I'm about to get like maybe in a major team fight where it is fine to have the camera locked, I feel like I'll hurry up and lock it. Like it's just a button. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal for me to like turn it on and off throughout the game. We'll have to see what the pros do though. If the pros always have it on free cam, because I feel like that's what's, you know, quote unquote more difficult. All right, you ready to get in today's episode?
Yes, sir.
All right, first let's talk about our sponsors for today's episode. Mobile eSports obviously is a great company, all focused on mobile gaming. They do community events, they host tournaments all around the mobile industry, titles like Critical Ops, Arena of Valor, Vainglory, Rules of Survival. They pretty much ask the community what kind of game they want to see, what game the people are playing at the time, and that's what they try to host. They stream a lot on YouTube and Twitch. They also have 2 websites, one dedicated for esports, one dedicated for the news, mobile esports and mobile news. So all links will be in the show notes, of course. And I'm currently drinking my lovely G Fuel, brought to you by Mobile Esports. I definitely use their code. They always have different codes running to get some G Fuel. So if you want to get maybe some percentage off on the lovely product G Fuel, make sure you look on their website and check it out. But I cannot wait for more mobile esports involvement in 2018 and see what kind of community events and tournaments they can run with 5v5 and Vainglory. But that is all we have for our sponsors. Let's go ahead and get into today's episode.
Welcome to Time for Rolling Esports, the weekly podcast that brings you Vainglory Esports. From predictions to recaps and analysis, we present to you the best in professional Vainglory. Now here's your hosts, Endless and Crude. It's
Time for rolling.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? And welcome to Time for Rolling Esports. Get hyped. Episode, Crude Sloth. What's the episode?
We're on 78.
That's my man. Episode 78. We're getting close to 80. Definitely hyped for, I don't know, 80. Is that a good milestone to talk about?
Yeah, it's gonna be one for us at least.
We're gonna make it.
We'll make it. We'll make it one. Yeah, exactly. We don't follow rules. What?
No, heck no. All right, Crude, how's your week been in Vainglory? Have much time to play?
Yeah, I've had some time. I've played a couple regular games. A lot of Blitz though. I played. What was it? I played yesterday for a little bit. Some just casual games. It's been all right. I'm still on this CP Black Feather right now is my go-to for some reason. But I mean, it's pretty strong. But
yeah, fair enough.
I destroy with it. What about you?
No ranked this week. Didn't have any time. I think I've been playing Blitz here and there. Maybe a few casual. Mostly just Blitz. Been trying out. Normally when I go into a Blitz currently I'm really just trying out different heroes and being like, who do I suck at that I really need to be good at for ranked? And I take Blitz as like kind of that quick time to try to work on some mechanics, you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
But other than that, no, just been some Blitz games here and there. Really, actually, since obviously everyone just heard in the beginning of the episode, I finally shout out to Wolf Hands and Aaron, lovely CM community managers, for dealing with my nonsense when it comes to my passwords not working ever. And they finally fixed everything, and they got my 5v5 alpha access finally working. So I played 2 games today. First time. Lovely. Can't wait for everyone else to join in on the fun so I can start playing with 5 people. But yeah, other than that, been busy week.
Hey, yeah, it's been fun for me to be able to play on that as well, considering I don't have Apple. So it kind of sucks with the beta testing. But yeah, I'm not sour about it at all or anything.
It's 8 days away. 2.12 is going to be here really fast. We'll see how many players are in. We'll see how queue times are, and it'll be interesting to see how many people are playing 5v5 once it happens, once that 2.12 rolls out.
It can't happen quick enough, let me tell you.
Let me tell you. All right, let's go into some of the news of this week before we get into our esports talk. Big news, Vainglory forums, RIP in peace. They are being shut down after February 10th. Neither you or I were really involved in the Vainglory forums. I have an account, and I use it early on to like try to search for guilds and stuff. I think that's actually how I found Counting Crimsons. Do you remember the old CC back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Back in the day.
That was probably like
our first guild.
Yeah, our first serious guild. And like people that actually play together, there was kind of like a requirement to be in it. And so yeah, that was... Other than that, I never really use the forums. Really, my forums is more Reddit and that kind of stuff. So I'm not too upset that it is going away. I think Vainglory has a decent point that there's a lot of other places that people in a lot of other communities, I think they would rather run and deal with. Probably a lot more, traffic on things like Discord and Reddit and that kind of stuff compared to the Vainglory forums. Personally, I never even really knew how to really operate the forums. They're actually kind of confusing on my end, but that's just because I probably don't know how to run technology. So
you used them more than I did, so
yeah, I know that. I mean, a lot of people used it. A lot of the originals, like back when I first made my account, like that's where the original people hung out. I more of just lurked and saw original things. So at least Vainglory made a nice opportunity to let people save some work maybe that they did. I know people post some big posts there and they want to screenshot it or keep it just for like, oh, throwback to when this happened on the forum. So good for Vainglory to give it a heads up. Other big news. I think there was. Oh, here was my last news piece. We kind of have our first type of stir of roster wise. We see Hundor for G2. I don't know if you saw his tweet. Hundor from G2 did talk about his contract is finally ended. He sounds like he's definitely moving on, and he's not sure what's going to happen, but I think he is definitely open and looking for a team. I'm not saying that maybe G2 could re-offer something and he could rejoin if that's what he feels. I'm sure that's possible, but he definitely made it sound like that he is, quote-unquote, moving on and, looking for a new team.
NA.
Yeah, I will have an article coming out here. We'll see what my schedule is. It'll either be my video Wednesday or article Wednesday, and then the other one will come out that weekend. But I do have an article talking about kind of, importation of foreign players, a term that is known in other esports. And I do mention this free agency Hundor and the fact that if an EU player crosses the pond, as they say.
Crosses the pond.
That was my best, European accent, I think.
That wasn't too bad, I don't think.
But it's just that's when things in Vainglory, that's when things are become like next level of esports, and like now Vainglory is kind of healthy to where we see players just like willing to go anywhere for this career they have, and not just where they live at home and they go to school and then play Vainglory on the side. And it's just, that's going to be player based where the players are so young. That's just going to be, we'll have to see what happens, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, so I'll have an article about that. We may do more conversation on that Thursday, just depends on how much content we get through today. Our main goal for today's episode is esports based. We have Halcyon Elite still going on. We also have the NACL happening, which I can go over the standings. Since we're not going to talk about too many specific games, I will just quickly go over the standings for NACL. Not all, every single team, but I will go over the main ones and maybe like the top ones.
There's just too many teams to have to go over in the NACL. There's so many teams.
Yeah, so here are your the top teams when it comes to at least, I think, let's see. So there's 16 teams that are undefeated, but there are 8 that have played. No, wait, let me rephrase that. There's 5 undefeated plus 5, 10. 10 undefeated, but there are 5 that are 4-0 currently that have played the max amount of games within that first 2 weeks. From Mars, obviously Team Hazard, VG8 team, they are 4-0. Misfits, they are 4-0. The Bean Regime, they are 4-0. I Live, You Die, they're 4-0. Foreza Latina, that but lovely team. I just love saying their name. They are 4-0. We got other teams, Team Ferox, they're 4-1. Right, Syndicate, they're 4-1. Other noticeable teams, though, Celsius Lions, they are 3-2. Booba Squad, that is Vision. They aren't playing I think Shaded Talent. I casted with him a game. I think he actually casted one of his own games just because he wasn't playing. Kaz wanted to play the tournament. I think he's playing with other people for fun. So they're 2-2. Let's see. My personal favorite is This Is Dumb, which is Grasscoon, Mishi, and dang it, I forget their jungler. Whoever their jungler is someone who's talented too. I just can't think of his name right now. But they are 0-4, I believe. Yeah, they're 0-4, and they were supposed to be Jimmy Fan Club, but they didn't have their roster correctly. And the rules are rules, and you don't have your roster correctly, and then you try to make a roster change without following the rules. You're not allowed to. So they had to make a brand new team. So they decided This Is Dumb, which real professional on their part. Really glad they decided to do that. Ganked My Parents, they've played some really, really strong teams. They played Misfits, of course, so they're 2-2. Misfits is playing really well.
Infinity Rebirth. They're 3-2.
Yeah. They're 3-2. So there's people all over the place right now. 40 teams. The matches are still going every week. Monday through Sunday. Whoa. Let me try that again. Rain, shine, snow. They're playing these matches, people. So it's been a lot of games. When you have 40 teams like this, there's just so much that happens behind the scenes, and it can just be crazy trying to get everything lined up perfectly. So the fact that we successfully streamed the amount of games we have is really good. So I'm excited to continue NACL. I'm recording on a Monday, so we got another 7 days of NACL. It's going to be another really, really fun week of just tons and tons of Vainglory in that tournament.
Oh boy, so much Vainglory.
The tournament that did kind of not necessarily wrap up, but wrapped up the first stage of it is the Halcyon Elite. The matches will be resuming the 25th, I believe, so later this week. Yep. So Crude and I just want to go ahead real quick and preview our picks and talk about what happened, and then let's do a re-prediction since we have the correct teams in the semifinals. Me and you were a little off with some things, so we definitely can revisit our picks and the ends of what we were thinking and why we picked them.
Hey, I don't think I did too terrible with my picks, to be honest with you.
No, I think so. Halcyon, Hollywood Hammers versus Infinity Forge. So we speculated about who was going to be on that team. Big Paws Eliminate and Yugi, they did play. Eliminate, definitely a player we recognize from that team. Chicken was not necessarily a sub, but was in and out based on probably schedule. Yeah. But Big Paws and Yugi, those are 2 players that maybe aren't as familiar to that Hammer squad. No idea if that's just where they're playing for now until the 5v5 moves start happening, but no sign of starting all over. I haven't seen him confirm that he's a free agent looking. I've seen him say that he is playing competitive, or he just isn't just playing for Hammers right now at the 3v3 because he doesn't want to. So right now that is Hammers squad. Big Paws is playing extremely well, actually.
He's playing extremely well right now, but he's a great laner. He showed a lot of good talent. If you watch those first games with the Sky, the Rona,
Blackfeather,
he played really well.
Yeah, and he plays really well into the second day as well. But we'll finish up the day one. Jimmy Fan Club versus Kardashians. At the time of the recording, I of course was a great planner and a great podcaster, and I never really finalized who was on the Kardashians. It is Stormy Cross. It's basically Jesus with a V, Jevs, whatever. But that's actually Gaspy. Gaspy, obviously, we know who that is. It was either a name change or just I don't even know what it would be. Probably a name change. Marteau, obviously Liberation X, shout out, been around forever as their captain. And then he subs in a lot with Thug Nasty Larry. Better watch out for him. But I think he's
Thug Nasty Larry.
I think he's just it's one of the top probably carries in the competitive ranked type play. But they played against Jimmy Fan Club. Standing Solo, that's the guy's name. Dang it. He's the one that is playing with Michigan Grass. So Kardashians played really well, actually, and 2-0'd Jimmy Fan Club. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, played really well. Just some of these games, I don't know. It was I picked Jimmy Fan Club to win, but Kardashians came through and actually pulled it out. So I was pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, and I just think looking at Stormy Cross and Big Paws, these are just some good players that I hope just get picked up by some of these teams. Yeah. These players definitely belong on some of the top teams. They're not just these challenger players that are, the best in challenger but never make a difference when it comes to the real VGA. So I cannot wait to see when the moves start happening. We're going to have bigger announcements coming soon from SCMC when it comes to esports. And I think if starting all over is correct with his awareness of maybe contracts ending in March, I think maybe around February and March, beginning of March, maybe even February, we'll start seeing more and more announcements about what teams are doing with rosters. But Misfits versus Echo Fox, I picked Misfits, you picked Echo Fox. I think Echo Fox ran kind of that, Brutal was in there, Slow Dead, just playing for fun, and Misfits still. Ali Peterson, Mayokai, Jazzville, and Pajama actually played. They're looking really good. I've seen a couple tweets about Misfits maybe being a strong team and challengers that could make their way into VG8.
Yeah, you don't want to underestimate Misfits, obviously, but at the same time, don't underestimate Echo Fox. While this tournament is fun to play in and stuff, it's not the VG8, so who knows what you could really be seeing out there and who's really trying, who's really trolling. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, so Misfits 2-0s, Nova Vision. I knew this was going to be a really, really close game. I think I picked Nova, you picked Vision, and it actually was a best of three. It went all three games. Nova was able to, or Vision was able to kind of do the little not a reverse sweep. It's not considered a reverse sweep for best of three, but they do win 2-1. And Vision struggled that first game, but they just pull out some really good comps, and they really do execute, really well.
Well, the first game, I think that that was part of their issue, is their weird comp, because they pulled up that lane crawl, they've done
often.
Before.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, they've done it. But I think the counter to that was that rhyme with Lone Delphi, and
oh yeah,
put
Lone
didn't
on
work
that
out that
grandpa.
game, but
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
So they do win, though, and I was kind of happy to see Vision. I think Nova, again, if we continue that 5v5 conversation, they still have some players, FPG and Starboy, along with the rest of Truth and Eco and Lone Delphi. That's a decent type of 5v5 roster. We'll see what happens with that team, but Vision definitely was strong going into the Challengers, made it into VG8, so that team's going to actually have to change going into VG8. They're going to have to get some good players because they are a VG8 team now, so they'll definitely have to get maybe some support staff that's going to, not necessarily support staff, but some support players to help the three that are already there.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Did I miss something with the meta? Is Is CP Kestrel back into the meta or something? Because I've seen a couple teams
Yeah,
play it now throughout this tournament,
I've seen it
and I
a
just don't know.
lot, and I've seen it a lot in NACL. I mean, a lot of people are playing CP Kestrel, and they're playing her pretty good. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying maybe she's like top meta, but like the type of push strat where you can like do so much damage with that Crystal Kestrel and push down targets super fast. I feel like I have seen a lot of Crystal Kestrel. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, the amount of damage that Crystal Kestrel can put out on a single target, not to mention if you get a Churn Walker on your team and you got 3 enemies chained up and then you start dealing damage, like, yeah, that's deadly. Yeah, that makes sense to me, but I don't know. It's kind of weird.
yeah.
It seemed like Crystal Kestrel fell off there for a little bit, but I keep watching these games and stuff, and it's, between the NACL and Halcyon Elite, it seems like it's like making a comeback or something.
Yeah, I know Misfits, Mayokai from Misfits played that a lot and did pretty well with that Crystal Kestrel. So I'm going to have to continue to watch this week and see if anything changes when it comes to rank-wise. I think the top win rate's still, Ringo, Varia, and even Rhymes up there a little bit because he's not picked as much. But like when Varia and Ringo are picked, they definitely have a high win rate. But I think, yeah, that's all of like the quote-unquote play-in type games. Tribe versus Hammers then, if we kind of reset and look at the rest of the next round, I guess. Me and you just said, there's no reason not to pick Tribe, and this went a best of 3. And I really just think the story was Big Paws is Rona. He just happened to play well enough in that third game to actually beat Tribe.
Well, I mean, he played outstanding all series long. The first game, with the Black Feather, he goes 14-5, and I mean, he just didn't make a mistake. And I don't know. I've said it before. I'm very impressed with Big Paws and the way he's been playing right now.
Yeah, I think it's huge for him if he's not interested in Hammers or like again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but if that's just like where he's at to play and showcase himself, I think teams definitely should have their eyes on him because he's been playing really well and definitely making a name for himself. So he helps Hammers move on to the next round, and Tribe, the world champions, Denzio, I guess, according to either a caster or maybe it was DZ on the analyst desk, say that they definitely were taking it seriously and they wanted to try to win the last tournament they were in. So the last 3v3 tournament they were in to end 3v3 on top. But, Zio tweeted out that Big Paws' Rona was too good and, GG because they lost pretty much fair and square there. I still don't think... Was Tiggs playing? I can't remember. I watched that one a while ago. I don't remember if Tiggs was playing or if it was Zelciar.
No, it was Zelciar.
Yeah, Tiggs decides, and this was the other news. I actually do remember what.
Yeah.
Tiggs, Flash X, Iraqi Zoro, and Best Chuck, TSM Chuck decide to just pretty much troll. I would say troll. Make a rules of survival team, and they make it into qualifiers. They have the ability to practice, and they practice a lot together. They streamed a lot of practices, and they competed in the final for NA, and they won. They won the NA finals, and they have an invitation to China to play for a lot of freaking money.
How did Rules of Survival get this big so fast? Like, I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but like, what?
I think it's just the company.
I was so confused.
Just the company behind it has so much money probably to throw at it real quick and get it big. I mean, here's the best part. I know I'm going to go on a tangent, but I just want to point this out. TSM got their normal Battle Royale streamers and players. TSM Viz, I think his name is, and some of these other people that play PUBG and the other, like, have played in those, like, there's like been a few PUBG tournaments. They played in those. They came on to Rules of Survival, and TSM sponsored them. Like, the account tweeted them out, hey, our TSM team's playing in the Rules of Survival. And then you see Chuck, who has a TSM tag, like, by his name. And then Flash, they're all TSM. So there's, like, 2 different TSM teams playing in the finals. Yeah. But then, like, the real TSM team didn't even, like, qualify. It was, like, basically the fake one. So that's hilarious that, like, the Vainglory Veterans is their name. Like, they just casually have all this time to go to China now. I want to know when it is, though, because, like, what if it's, like, in March when there's competitive Vainglory going on?
That is true. Like, that could be an issue.
Because then, like Tiggs has to go. Like, all right, let's just think about Tiggs for a second. He has the chance to win a championship in 2 and two game titles. Like that's never been
Yeah.
done before. Someone like I mean, maybe it has. I just threw that fact out there for no reason.
Never been done.
But,
Not fact check.
Shit, I can't say that. But like, you don't look at it and be like, all right, someone, this is throwback, but someone won Halo 3 tournament and then they played Gears of War the next month and won that tournament. Like, I'm thinking of like another type of similar games. Those are both mobile games for Vainglory and Rules of Survival. But I thought it was funny. I watched Flash. You should have heard him. If his shot calls on Rules of Survival are like what they are in Vainglory, I can only imagine, because if you've heard what his shot calls are, basically Flash will be like looking, and as soon as he sees someone, I'm gonna put my mic away from my mouth, he'll be like, right there, right there, right there, right there. He gets so scared and starts yelling at his team about where he's at, and it's just hilarious seeing Flash freak out every time he sees someone.
I have not seen any of this stream, like him do any of that, but I'm pretty interested to watch that now.
If he streams Rules of Survival and when he's with the whole squad, it's so funny. I mean, it's like a legit communication. They're talking about what they want to do. I think I would say Tiggs and probably Chuck are the best two. Flash was pretty good. I'm not saying like Iraqi was bad or anything, but I feel like Tiggs was really, of course. I mean, what is he not good at? But I mean, the last game they played it perfectly. They played the circle perfectly. They rotated in. They had perfect position, and they killed that last team. And they realized one player was trying to do like the bandage strat outside of the circle. They realized they won, and Flash is just screaming. He's just dying. He's like, I can't believe we actually qualified. They never thought they would. Oh my god,
pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. All right, I digress.
Back to Vainglory?
Yeah, so we
Vainglory.
just did Tribe and Hammers. Next, okay, we already talked Vision and Nova. Rogue Kardashians, that was Sibs, Sibs, Ewall, and Hammy. So we did get to see Sibs play. I did say I wanted to see Sibs play, but they played extremely well. Kardashians unfortunately didn't play as well as they did during their first game, and we actually saw Rogue perform pretty well and take that 2-0, I believe. Yeah.
Did I? Oh, there it is. I was like, damn, did I miss that game? But I couldn't find it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. They take it 2-0.
Yeah, it was nice seeing. Obviously, Rogue, we were big fans of them and really, really liked them towards the end of the year, and they were playing super well. And it was nice seeing them back again. We haven't seen Rogue in a while.
Yeah.
Another team we
took
Go on.
Sorry, they took a break, and yeah, I mean, they haven't been doing a whole lot other than just kind of relaxing from Vainglory. So yeah, like you said, it was nice to see him back.
Another team that is nice to see back is Cloud9. They did play a Misfits team, which I was actually really excited to see that match just because of a possible Misfits being a really, really strong team and beating Cloud9. Cloud9 did play with their normal roster. They came out swinging. They came out with the comps they're used to. We saw I Love Joseph on the Crystal Pedal. We saw, just the traditional dominance out of Cloud9, and they do take that 2-0. And Misfits tried their best, but unfortunately they were just a little short, I would say.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a match. Misfits, they tried that weapon power cruel, and we've seen Vision. Yeah, we've seen Vision do that, and they try to do it, and yikes, it didn't work out very well at all.
The problem is old school. They let Varia go through, and you see this old school with a Sara Blade, Breaking Point, and 2 Tyrants on a Varia who, I mean, I'm not a good enough player or play enough to really truly know if a hero's broken. But like just from seeing what everyone else says, a lot of people would say Varia is the strongest, hero out there. And the weapon power Varia, he goes 14-2. Like he didn't really have to kite. He kind of could just stand there and delete anyone before they got near him.
Yeah. I haven't played, like you said, I haven't played weapon power Varia that much, but I know it's strong when I watch people like old school play it.
In the second game, we saw Misfits try a little different stuff. Pajama once again. He's playing Weapon Power Glaive, and we see that Jazzville on the Celeste. So trying some other... I mean, I wouldn't say that's not like completely crazy, but Weapon Power Glaive and a Celeste, it's not something we always completely see. So 4-10, they lose that game. And I think Cloud9 at this point has a pretty solid chance of taking the tournament. They definitely played really well. So that is those were the first, I think 2, maybe even 3 days. It ended up being across the whole span of 3 days, or it could have just been
Yeah.
2. Um,
No, it was 3. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, 3. So now we do have the last games, which is going to be the semifinals, quote unquote, which is going to be Hammer's Vision. So that could be a solid game with how good Big Paws and Yugi, if he does play, plays, and then Rogue versus Cloud9, which that could be a really really good game.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope they kind of, not take it serious, but they're not like screwing around, so that we can see some good Vainglory action. Because like you had said earlier, we miss Vainglory, like the serious competitive Vainglory.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even then it's hard to like, is this really our serious competitive Vainglory? Because
Yeah.
it's going to be like they get some cash, for playing in this tournament, like, and it's going to be probably big for them to end their 3v3 careers. I guess if you look at it in that point, it's kind of a big time for some of these players. They're not that they won't play 3v3 anymore, but like pretty much all their scrims, practicing, anything else is going to be done on the rise, and they're kind of moving on
Yeah.
from the fold. So let's shed a tear for every player's competitive professional career on on 3v3 in the fold.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yes, RIP indeed. Do we want to then just look at these semifinal games and just do a real quick prediction about what we think will happen and how the playoffs will end?
Let's do it. I am ready to dive in. I have my bold predictions.
Are they Super Bowl predictions?
Nah, not really. Any 4 of these teams, in my opinion, could win, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't expect at this point to see Hammers in this spot, but with how Hammers has played, I think they've actually.
I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, you're right. I don't know. Hammers would be maybe. I mean, like Vision. I think they could easily win this.
Yeah, I think Vision had a rough game, right? Let's see. Yeah, Vision had a best of 3. We see Hammers, they've had a best of 3. I guess it was against Tribe. Then we see Cloud9 just like, 2-0, we're fine. Like, nothing really issue there. Rogue, 2-0. I think if Rogue and Cloud9 were not playing each other, I think I would pretty comfortably say that those two teams would be in the finals.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Vision against Hammers. I think, unless, again, Big Paws, I guess he just beat Tribe. He can beat anyone at this point. So if Big Paws gets on some of those, like a Blackfoot or that Rona that I've seen him play really, 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 really well, that was a lot of reallys. I think they can move on, but I'm gonna stick with Vision in this game.
Ugh. I'm going with Vision as well. I thought you were gonna pick Hammers, so I thought we were gonna have a little bit of a difference there. But no, yeah, Vision. Yes, you're right. Big Paws did take out Tribe. Well, okay, I'm gonna say Hammers. It wasn't Big Paws by himself. As good as he has played, he cannot 1v3. I don't care. At me, bro. But yeah. No, I'm gonna go with Vision on this. If everyone's there that I think should be there, disclaimer, don't hold me to it, because this tournament, like it's been on who's actually playing. It's been off and on. So my first one's Vision. I'm taking Vision.
I think Vision may have a little. Do they have an advantage with their coach being the analyst of the team?
That could be. Maybe.
I mean, I don't think he has time to completely help them out while he's running the stream and stuff. So I'm sure it's just kind of funny because when he talks about him, he's like, obviously I'm biased because this is my team, so I think these are the best players in the game.
Right.
All right, last game then. Cloud9 and Rogue.
Cloud9 and Rogue. It's a matchup we've seen a couple times before, huh?
Yeah, in a more maybe serious environment. I think.
Yeah.
I think in this situation, it's just going to be Cloud9 winning it, being that strong team that they have been, unless they have maybe some issues being online and not being together. But other than that, I really don't see that being a problem. So I think I really think it's going to be a great game. I don't know if they're doing best of 5s for these or not. I don't think they are. They may be. But I'm gonna pick Cloud9 over Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, I said I could see that, like, three out of the four, maybe even all four teams winning this. But is it really that smart to pick against Cloud9? Like, I just find myself not being able to not pick Cloud9 to win. So, as cliche as it is, I'm gonna have to go with C9 to beat Rogue until proven otherwise.
Okay. I think Cloud9 versus Vision, or like you already just mentioned, any of those four teams in the finals would be a really, really good matchup. Out of the people I have, we kind of hinted at really just being Tribe and Cloud9's tournament, quote unquote, tournament to take. So we'll see if if that's going to be true, if we at least picked one of them right. So I'm going to pick Cloud9 to win it.
You're going to pick Cloud9 to win it all?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Cloud9. I think they are going to go back to their ways of just like, yeah, we're good and we can win a lot of games.
I'm going with Vision to win it all.
Vision going with the tournament favorite since the coach is the tournament host.
Yep. Let's go.
The conspiracy theory is in.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for the rest of Halcyon Elite. It is finishing
the 25th, correct? Or 25th, 26th?
Let's see. I'm assuming.
You sound like
Forrest Gump.
What's that? No, the Porky the Pig. There we go.
Oh, no, what? I don't know.
Yeah, like that's all. Okay.
Oh, okay.
My younger brother here, guys. He's a real winner.
I'm a real winner.
Not knowing my quotes.
Someone play the elevator music while I quickly search for the tournament schedule that I do not, for some reason, have a screenshot of.
Why did we both go to Jeopardy? You said the elevator music. We both go to Jeopardy.
Traditional, I'm waiting type thing. Of course, they don't have it posted there. All right. So when it comes to the rest of our conversation and looking forward to this week, we can see Thursday, talking about, me and you have at least mentioned, we'll see what happens, talking about maybe taking a little trip back to memory lane, talking about our VG8 teams that we do have, in the upcoming season, and discussing the players that were on the original rosters, at least reminding everyone like this is where we're at, and having a quick discussion about what we may, think, quote unquote, maybe a little speculation going forward, and then just more esports talks and just more updates on like the Halcyon Elite, the NACL, just things like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good week too. It is Tuesday for all you lovely people, or maybe it's Wednesday, or maybe it's Saturday. I don't know when you guys get to these episodes, but I know at least we have a lot of great content, obviously, continuing coming out this week. We're going to love to continue more. So thanks for joining me tonight, Crude.
Yeah, hey, no problem, man. Thanks for hosting. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Thanks for tuning in to Time for Rolling. If you liked what you heard, please leave a review on iTunes or Google Play Music and subscribe for weekly episodes. Follow us on Twitter at Time for Rolling and at TFR_esports. Until next week for another edition of
Time for rolling.